And joining me from Abuja to discuss the significance of this day is the Chief of Education, UNICEF Nigeria, Saadhna Panday. Good to have you join us.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much.
So when you look at the increasing statistics of out-of-school children around the world and just access to education, quality education for people around the world and Africa especially, how important is it that we're having this conversation on education today?
Well, it's critically important. The UN General Assembly set up the International Day of Education 5 years ago in recognition of the importance of education towards peace and development. And this fifth year of commemoration is really focused on investing in people and prioritizing education. And has been set up to take forward the actions and the commitments made at the Transforming Education Summit that was held in New York in September. President Buhari, His Excellency, was present and delivered a national statement on behalf of government around recovering learning loss as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and accelerating progress on SDG 4. And there were a couple of things that he highlighted. The first is that the country really needs to invest in ensuring that schools are safe and secure by implementing the minimum standards on safe schools. No parent will send their child to school when they do not feel safe. The second was around expanding access to digital learning. We've just come out of the COVID-19 pandemic and we need to find multiple ways of reaching children. The third was around improving learning outcomes, so expanding access to good quality early childhood education and foundational literacy and numeracy. And His Excellency announced Nigeria's participation in the first international learning assessment called PASEC. The last commitment that was made by the President is to continue improving domestic spending on education to come in line with the 20% global benchmark that has been set up for education financing.
And still staying on education in Nigeria, we just passed our 2023 budget. Let me get your reaction to the education component of that budget. And now that we are also in an election year, what sort of conversation do you think we should be having around education?
Well, having a conversation around the financing of education is absolutely critical. It's great to see the increase in the federal allocation from 7.9% in 2022 to 10.1% in 2023. But this is still a very low allocation. Globally, countries are spending between 15 to 20% of government expenditure on education, and Nigeria has been particularly low for a very long time, both in terms of its allocation relative to other countries in sub-Saharan Africa, other countries of the same economic size or population size. And so much needs to be done to rapidly improve or increase domestic financing in education. And this is absolutely critical because of the twin crises that Nigeria is facing. One, on the massive out-of-school problem, Nigeria accounts for 15% of the global share of out-of-school children. If you want to solve the out-of-school problem globally, you need to solve it in Nigeria. And number two, because of the learning crisis in Nigeria, 3 out of 4 children in basic education cannot read a simple sentence with understanding or solve a simple math problem. Now, this is a travesty of justice for parents who send their children to school when they come out of schooling functionally illiterate and innumerate. So the 3 things I would say to the candidates: number 1, we need to increase the volume of spending in education and improve the efficiency with which the money is spent. Number 2, we need to tackle head-on the problems of out of school and make sure that our children are safe when they come to school. And number 3, we need to look at learning outcomes, really expand access to early childhood education, to foundational literacy and numeracy programs, and give young people a fighting chance by offering them the suite of skills to access the curriculum and to transition to work and to life.
I'm sure the conversation will continue today and just beyond today. Thank you so much for talking to us. The Chief of Education, UNICEF Nigeria, Saadhna Panday.
You're most welcome.